Right on. Well, it's been a week, and so the guitar is all nice and dry. This is just the first coat of candy. So I had this concern that maybe perhaps the headstock wasn't going to come out looking quite the same. So I've got as much bright light in here as I can stand, and this is what the headstock comes out. In some light, it looks exactly the same. And in other light, it looks darker, and then other times it looks lighter. So I'm going to assume that's about as good as I'm going to get it. So I'm going to be putting on some more, I'm going to scuff all this up and spray on a little bit more cherry pie and let that dry out, and then some more black. So I'll be back in a little bit. Thanks for checking this out. Alright, well, I pulled the tape off and scuffed up the body a little bit. So I noticed something that happened, kind of gave kind of this curious side effect of kind of like a weird burst kind of around the edges here. Because I had that ridge of tape sticking up. And as I was spraying in at this direction, for some reason it wasn't going all the way to the edge because of I'm going to say like the aerodynamics of a square. It wasn't getting in there all the way. But it's not even all the way around, so it's not like that up here. It's kind of heavy on one side and not so much on the other. So even though it's a cool effect, it's not really, it's not what I'm really looking for. So I'm going to, like I said, I scuffed it up, so now I'm going to move the tape line down to here and go all the way around, put on some new tape. And then I got just enough to spray on another coat of cherry, and we'll see what it looks like here in a few minutes. I'll come back after I tape it up. So yeah, I'm done taping this off. See, I moved the paint line down to the level of the body. It doesn't have to be exact because I've still got to clear the binding off. And that's going to take up about a quarter inch all the way around, so no worries there. So I'm just about ready to, I'm just mixing up the cherry now, or remixing it up, and I'm going to be spraying it on here as soon as I get my mask on. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's just something wrong with me. It could be the paint fumes. I don't know. But the more and more I looked at the headstock compared to the body, and then after I put some more paint on the body, it just it wasn't going to match up. It wasn't going to add up to being all that it should be. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky. Maybe I'm just maybe I don't know. I don't know. But I sanded it back down to wood. So I'm going to put some primer on this, and it's going to black. And when it gets all done, it'll have a highly polished surface, and hopefully a little logo sticker on there if I can come up with one. So that's the new change of direction as of right now. It could change in 10 minutes, but you never know. And then on the body, I just got done shooting about what is equivalent to about the 6th coat of candy on this thing. It's approaching 1 quart. That's going to be awesome. And then it's going to go on a super high gloss clear on top of that. You see right there in the top little left corner, or the top right corner, I guess, it's got a little hazing going on. And that's just, it's cool. There's nothing to worry about. It's just the solvent's evaporating. It's just not quite warm enough. It's only maybe about 70 degrees out. It should be a little bit warmer, but it's doing okay. So that's going to give it a little bit more time, and then I'll be shooting the very last of the candy on, and that'll be it. Right on. So I'll be back in a little bit. Well, there you go. I just blasted on a little bit of primer. That's going to dry, and I'll be able to do a little sand on that and take that to black, and that'll be that. So what's going on? Oh, I'm still waiting for the body to clear up. You can see the hazing's gone, so that's always good. So let's give it a couple more minutes, and then it'll be time for another, well, the very last of the red. So I'll be back when I get that all done. So I'm about ready to sand the headstock here with some 600 sandpaper. This is the reprimering of the reprimering. Yeah, so the cherry pie wasn't really sticking on the headstock like it should, or I don't know, it just didn't look right. So I'm going to make it look right. So I'm going to put this thing on black, and that's going to be the headstock. The body is drying as we speak. Come out pretty good. And then what I'll have to do here soon is get a piece of that binding that I used to do the repair. I'm going to mic that out, and then I've got this little kind of a settable knife scraper. It's got this little handle, and you can set your depths. And so I'll be able to set the depth of the top and the side of the size of the binding, and scrape away all the paint and reveal the cream color binding that's hiding underneath all this paint. So it'll look really cool, and it gives it a nice precision look. I tried doing it last time, and it left a, you might remember, it left a little like black line just before the cherry pie, and that was because I screwed up. I didn't have any idea what size the binding was. I scraped the side, but didn't scrape the top yet, so I had no idea. I thought for a second that the side was as wide as it was tall. And so when I set my scraper, I completely screwed that up. But I came up with a really cool effect, which I couldn't reproduce, you know, if I wanted to. But I know how to do it. It's just a matter of if I could do it without completely screwing it up. That's the secret. So anyway, I'm letting this thing do its thing, and then I'm going to go and throw some black on the headstock here in a little bit after I sand it, and I'll be back. Thanks for checking this out. Right on. Well, there you go. The paint is, well, the cherry pie is all done. The little faded look that was on the edges is all gone now. There's probably, yeah, just about a quart of that on there now. That's pretty awesome. It looks really deep, but you can't really tell that on the camera. When the clear coat goes on, it's just gonna make it just freaking go out of crazy. It's gonna make it crazy. And then, yeah, then that's gonna be a polished black on the back of the guitar and going up the neck. And the front of the headstock is been changed, or no, being changed to black. It just wasn't really playing along. So I sanded it all off, not all of it, just the front, and primered it, sanded the primer, and then primed it again. So that's about where that's at. I'm gonna let it sit overnight so that it gets nice and super dry, and then I'll come back and sand that with some 600 or 800 grit, and then put the black on there. As for the body, I'm going to come back in here. We're going to do the same thing on the back of this. Going to get it all fixed up nice and smooth for one final coat of black. And then once that's all done, the clear coat will be coming. And something I'm going to do too, just to make, I kind of come to the conclusion, why screw around and mess something up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get basically some masking paper and some tape. I'm going to cut me off a rough shape of the guitar and tape it as close to the edge as I can, and that way I've got some good surface coverage for the black. And then of course, when I scrape the binding off with that little tool I was telling you about, it'll be divided with the from the binding. So it'll be the cherry pie binding and then black. It should look pretty cool, I think. So that's it. I'm done for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for checking this out. Oh yeah, the thing where you're supposed to do the thing and push the thing and do the other thing? Yeah, you should do that. All right, thanks. I'm out of here.